Change can feel like a wave that pulls us away from the shore we know. Even when we say we want something new, a part of us often holds back. This is not weakness. It is something deep inside us, something natural. Our mind seeks safety, and it often finds that safety in what is familiar. Many people believe that if something changes, something will be lost, and often that is true. With change, we sometimes lose comfort, routine, or the people and places we love. This fear of loss makes it harder to accept change, even when it brings something better. We also create strong ideas about how things should be. When life does not follow that plan, we feel discomfort. We resist the new path, even if it is leading us somewhere meaningful. That resistance can make us feel stuck, angry, or sad. But this discomfort is not the enemy. It is a sign that we are alive, that we care, and that we are moving. Think of a tree that bends in the wind. It does not break because it is flexible. In the same way, we can learn to feel the push of change without fighting it. We are not wrong to feel fear or sadness when life shifts. But when we understand where that feeling comes from, we can begin to soften. We can begin to listen. And over time, we may find that what feels difficult at first can become something that shapes us in a good way. Everything around us is always changing. The seasons shift, the body grows older, and even the thoughts in our mind come and go. Nothing stays the same forever. This is what we call impermanence. Some people find this idea sad. They want things to last, especially when life feels good. But impermanence is not a problem. It is simply the way life is. A flower does not bloom forever, but that does not take away its beauty. In fact, its short life may make it even more precious. When we forget that things are temporary, we often hold on too tightly. We try to keep people, places and feelings from changing. But this holding on creates stress. It makes the heart feel heavy. We try to stop the river from flowing, and that effort tires us. But if we can see impermanence clearly, something inside us begins to relax. We stop asking the world to be still. Instead, we learn to move with it, like walking beside a river instead of trying to build a wall around it. Some days will be full of joy, others may be full of pain, but both will pass. Knowing this helps us face life with calm eyes. We don't need to chase after the good moments or run away from the hard ones. They will come and go, just like clouds in the sky. Impermanence teaches us not to fear change, but to live each moment fully. When we stop expecting things to last forever, we start to appreciate them more deeply, just as they are. When life becomes uncertain, it is natural to feel uneasy. We do not know what will happen next, and that can make us feel lost or afraid. The future seems like a dark road with no map, but even in these moments, there is a way to find peace. Stillness does not mean stopping everything. It means finding a quiet space inside, even while the world around us moves. Imagine the center of a spinning wheel. The outside turns fast, but the center stays calm. That center is within each of us. To find it, we do not need to escape from life. We simply pause. We sit quietly, even for a few minutes. We listen, not just to the sounds around us, but to what we feel. We do not judge those feelings. We just notice them, gently. Uncertainty is not the enemy. It is a reminder that we are alive in a world we cannot fully control. But when we stop trying to control everything, we begin to see things more clearly. We may notice beauty we missed before. We may hear the quiet voice inside that says, "It's okay not to know." Some of the most peaceful people are not those who have perfect lives. They are the ones who have learned to stand calmly in the middle of change. They do not fight the storm. They simply remain steady, like a mountain in the wind. Stillness gives us strength. It does not remove the chaos, but it helps us walk through it with care. And in that way, even uncertainty can become a doorway to peace. Many times, the pain we feel does not come only from what happens. It comes from what we expected to happen. We build pictures in our mind about our future, our relationships, our success. When reality does not match those pictures, we feel disappointed or hurt. This is not something to blame ourselves for. It is a habit of the human mind. We dream, we plan, we hope. These are not bad things. But when we become too attached to our expectations, they can become chains. They hold us back from seeing life as it really is. Imagine planting a seed and expecting it to grow into a rose, but instead, a sunflower grows. If we only wanted the rose, we might feel upset, even though the sunflower is beautiful too. Our expectation becomes the reason for our pain, not the flower itself. Life often gives us something different from what we asked for. Sometimes it is harder. Sometimes it is simpler. But when we let go of fixed ideas, we open our heart to what is here now. And that can bring peace. This does not mean we stop caring or trying. It means we stop thinking that things must go our way to be good. When we accept what is, even if it is not what we imagined, we suffer less. We may not always get what we want, but we can always choose how we respond. When we release our tight grip on how life should be, we find more space to breathe, and maybe even more joy than we expected. There are many things in life we cannot control. We cannot stop the rain from falling. We cannot change the past. We cannot make others act the way we want. And yet, we often try. We push, we worry, we get angry, all because we wish things were different. This struggle is exhausting. It fills our days with stress and our nights with restless thoughts. But the truth is, no matter how hard we try, some things will not move just because we want them to. That is not failure. That is simply life. When we begin to accept this, we take the first step toward peace. Acceptance does not mean we agree with everything. It means we see things clearly, without adding extra pain. It is like standing in the rain and deciding not to be upset that you're wet. You simply feel the drops, knowing they will pass. There is great power in understanding what is and isn't ours to control. We can care deeply without holding on tightly. We can act with kindness and wisdom, even if the outcome is uncertain. Letting go of control is not giving up. It is trusting that we can live fully, even when the road is not in our hands. Some storms will come no matter what we do, but we can choose how we stand in the storm, with open eyes, with a steady heart, and when we do, we often find that the fear loses its strength, and we become more free than we thought possible. Life moves like a river. Sometimes it flows gently, and other times it rushes with force. We do not always understand where it is taking us, but there is a quiet strength in learning to trust its flow, even when we cannot see what is around the bend. Many of us try to control the current. We swim against it, thinking that if we just try hard enough, we can make the river go where we want. But after a while, we become tired. The struggle takes our energy and peace. Trusting the flow of life does not mean doing nothing. It means learning to move with what is happening, instead of always fighting it. We pay attention, we listen, we make wise choices, but we also allow space for the unknown. There are times when life gives us something unexpected, a change in job, a sudden goodbye, a new path we didn't ask for. At first, we may feel lost, but later, we may look back and see that those moments helped shape who we are now. The river knew a way we did not. We do not need to understand everything to take the next step, just like we do not need to see the whole sky to feel the warmth of the sun. Trust begins when we stop asking for full control and start walking with faith in the direction life is leading us. This trust is not blind. It grows slowly, with time and experience. But once it takes root, it helps us stand calmly in the middle of change. And little by little, we learn that life is not against us. It is always moving, always offering something new. Change often feels like something we must survive. But what if we began to see it as something that teaches us? Not as an enemy, but as a guide that shows us where we still hold on and where we are ready to grow. Some lessons can only come when things shift. When we lose something, we learn what really matters. When a door closes, we may find a path we never noticed before. These lessons are not always easy. They can come with pain or confusion, but they also come with deep wisdom, if we are willing to listen. Life does not teach us through words alone. It teaches us through experience. When we welcome change, we open ourselves to that experience, even when we do not fully understand it. We stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and begin to ask, "What is this showing me?" Often, change helps us discover strength we did not know we had. It shows us how much we can let go, how much we can begin again. It softens our pride and opens our heart. In this way, change is like a mirror. It reflects our fears, but also our courage. It is easy to feel safe in what we already know, but growth rarely happens there. Growth happens at the edge, in the unfamiliar. The more we face change with open eyes, the more we begin to trust that life is not trying to hurt us. It is trying to shape us. In every ending, there is a beginning. And in every change, a chance to become more honest, more kind, and more alive than we were before. As we grow older, change becomes more personal. We feel it in our bodies, in our relationships, and in the way the world moves around us. People we love pass on. Our roles in life shift. What once felt far away, like death or old age, becomes real. These changes can bring sadness. It's normal to miss what is gone, but aging and loss are not only signs of what we lose. They also show us what is most precious. When we know time is limited, we begin to see each moment more clearly. A quiet morning, a friend's voice, the simple act of being alive. We often think of aging as something to fear, but it can be a deep teaching. It shows us what cannot last and reminds us to let go gently. The body may grow weak, but the heart can grow wiser. We learn to accept what we once fought. We learn to forgive, to listen, to be still. Loss, too, teaches us. It breaks our idea that we are in control. But in that breaking, something honest appears. We learn what love really means. We learn that to love is to open ourselves, even when we know that nothing lasts forever. Time is not something to hold. It is something to honor. Each day is a gift, even with its sorrow. And when we accept that things will end, we also begin to live more fully. Not in fear, but with quiet respect for all that comes and goes. In this way, aging and loss are not just endings. They are reminders to live with care and to meet each moment with open hands. After change, there is often a quiet space. Something has ended, but the new beginning has not yet shown itself. This in-between time can feel strange. We may feel empty or unsure. But this space is not a mistake. It is where something new can begin. Many people try to fill this space quickly. They want to move on, find answers, or feel normal again. But real beginnings often come slowly. Like the first light before sunrise, they arrive gently, asking us to be patient and present. To be open to a new beginning, we must first let go of what we were holding. This does not mean forgetting or pretending nothing happened. It means loosening our grip, making space for what is still unseen. Sometimes what begins is small. A new thought, a new way of seeing, a quiet feeling of hope. These are the seeds of a new path. If we care for them, they may grow into something we never expected. It takes courage to begin again, especially after loss or disappointment. But every person has this strength inside. We were not made to stay still. We were made to move, to grow, to start again, even if we are afraid. New beginnings are not always loud. Sometimes they come with no clear sign, just a soft feeling in the heart that says, "It's time." And when we say yes to that moment, we begin again, not as who we were, but as who we are now. Change clears the ground. It prepares us. And if we are open, something true can rise from that emptiness, not to replace what was, but to carry us forward. Change is not something we need to fear. It is a part of life, just like breath, just like the rising and setting of the sun. It may come with discomfort, but it also brings new colors to our days. When we stop running from it, we may begin to see it not as a storm, but as a turning season, something natural, something meaningful. In welcoming change, we do not need to be strong all the time. We only need to stay open. Even small steps are enough. A soft heart, a gentle breath, a willingness to begin again. These are signs of deep strength, even when they are quiet. You may find that some changes come without warning. Others arrive slowly, like waves on the shore. However they appear, they are not here to break you. They are here to wake something inside you, something honest, something new, something that has been waiting. As you walk through your own changes, may you meet each one with care. May you find peace in what you cannot control, and courage in what you can. And above all, may you continue to trust that your life, even with its twists and turns, is unfolding in a way that matters. To those who have supported this channel with your kind comments, your likes, and your subscriptions, thank you. Your presence here is deeply appreciated. And for those who have offered super thanks or become members, please know how grateful I am for your quiet generosity. It means more than I can say. Wherever you are, and whatever you may be facing, may you be gentle with yourself. And may you find your way, one moment at a time,